Okay. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Let's see. I have a feeling that something went wrong here this morning. Let's see. Allowed to talk. Blake, Danielle. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Hey, Blake. I think I just resent out the wrong link too, because it wasn't coming up. I was actually on the wrong link because I had placed I'm just going to stop. Okay, well, good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for being here. It's a very special treat today. I have some special guests. These are some accounts in North Carolina, and these are all top producers, and they have agreed to come on and share some ideas on how to handle things in this crisis. So they're going to be sharing some of the things that that they've been doing to help build their business and help just make it through in this crisis. So we have Blake Willard with Blake Spa. We also have Danielle Rice with LunaSol Medspa, and we have Daniel Spohr with Renew Day Spa. So these are three different types of businesses too. And I think we'll start out with Blake. He's a single owner, single esthetician at his spa. And then we'll talk with Danielle. She has a medical spa. And then we'll talk with the other Danielle Spohr, who has a day spa. So, and they're all in three different parts of the state as well, really spread out. So I think this will be a nice example of some of the things and what works in different demographics too. So Blake, we also have Ben, co-owner with Ben as well. So if you fellows would like to get started this morning and just tell a little bit about yourself and where you are, and appreciate that. Thanks, Blake. Go ahead.
Thanks, Gail. Good morning, everybody. We are in Forest City, North Carolina, kind of like the western part of the state. It's a very small town. We have had the spa for 8 years, and Ben has been working full-time there for a little over a year, but definitely behind the scenes for a few years. So I'm the owner and esthetician, and Ben is the jack of all trades, spa director. Just he's been a huge help. So kind of what we're all seeing right now is your typical spa business model is services and retail. And with us not being able to do services, our business model has really been cut in half. So then you have to decide, how do you function with that? So that's been our challenge, and we've done some things to overcome. It's really important to adapt whenever things have to change. And some of the things that we've done, we'd like to share with you guys. You may already be doing some of these things, or it might spark different ways to do some of the things that you're already trying. So with us not being able to do services and actually see people and touch people, we've had to really focus on retail and focus on adapting to virtual relations with people, virtual consultations. We had already moved our intake form online before all this had happened. So some people really enjoyed that because sometimes you have clients come in and you might be in dim, relaxing lighting, and they can't see very well as it is, and they've got to put their glasses on, and they forgot their glasses at home. And it's just nice to not feel that pressure, like somebody's watching you while you're filling something out. So we've really played on having that virtual intake form, and we've been doing things like FaceTime or Facebook video to do virtual consultations with people, keep those face-to-face relations going. Some things that we have done retail-wise, Image has done really good with their drop shipping. They've done good with their at-home facial kits. We really liked taking the facial at home kit idea and putting our little spin on it. So what we did a lot of the travel size for the facial at home kits because it's more affordable than full size products. So even your financially strapped people right now during this time can more easily afford something like this. So we curated different facials for different skin types. We threw in the compressible sponges that Image sells. You can get them through Universal or anything like that. Disposable headbands. And then we took it and wrote out directions and branded it with our logo. And so when they get it, it's more of an experience. So it's kind of fun. But we doubled it up with not only is it a facial at home, but they can continue these products as the regimen. And what we've seen people find is they'll like some or all of the products in the kit, and then they'll come and want the full-size version. So it's kind of a win-win all the way around. But these have been one way that we have kind of adapted during the time. Since we can't do facials at the spa, we just create an experience where people can do a fun facial at home. So that's been fun. We are shipping items to customers. Like I said, you could take advantage of the Image drop ship. We've just personally been shipping because we have a decent amount of inventory, so we don't want those to just sit on the shelf. But we've also been offering curbside service, very Chick-fil-A style with masks and gloves, just to make everybody feel super comfortable. So those are some ways that you can still interact with your clients, get them products. And that's some of the things that we've done to kind of deal with the shift in the business model. Do you have any words on that?
I think the only thing I would add is we started probably almost 2 years ago diversifying the types of products and the amount of products that we carry in the shop so that there are more product categories that people come to us for. So we have home goods like dryer balls and candles. We have a line of bath products that is really high quality. It's a premium brand of shower gels and hand soaps, that kind of stuff. We create our own products. We create bath bombs, and we have a line of essential oils that we bottle. And there's more too, but just spreading out the product categories means that our customers are used to coming to us for more types of things than even just their skincare. So we've seen that has produced results during this time because our customers have more reasons to shop with us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The response. So the response that we've gotten from all of it, it's been very positive. I think even though things are so different right now, people do want as much normalcy as possible. So they've enjoyed us reaching out to them, and not just reaching out to them because we want to make a sale. We care about our clients. So we're just keeping those connections, those relationships alive, checking in on people, seeing how they're doing. We're a very small area, so some of our elderly clients, we ask them if while we're going to the grocery store, do they need us to like get them anything so they don't have to go out. It's just the little things, just caring about people genuinely, and
taking some of the extra time that this is kind of an opportunity, like with the appointments that we had scheduled, we are still at this point we are still running into appointments that were scheduled. The weeks are still full from before everything got shut down. And so instead of just sending out like a mass text and saying we'll reschedule you all when this is over, I'm going 1 week at a time, and as the week comes, I call each person who is scheduled for that week and get them moved to the next availability, assuming that will be open in June. And I can have that opportunity to have a conversation with those people, and that's actually produced a lot of sales because people, they want to talk, they're bored, they're at home, and they're like, oh good, someone's calling me. And so I've had like 20-minute conversations with people just because like I'm moving their appointment. So that's been a really good relationship building exercise. And so I think that is a huge opportunity during this time.
yeah. So one thing that Ben and I talked about was kind of like an opportunity attitude. We've always felt like positivity attracts positivity. There's a lot of negativity out there right now, a lot of people complaining, and it is hard times, and we totally get it, and we're not perfect. But we've just tried to stay positive. It's almost like the law of attraction. Some of you new estheticians can relate to this, and some of you seasoned estheticians can remember this. But in the beginning, you may go to work and you've not built your clientele yet, and the days just seem kind of dreary, and you might just sit there. But because you showed up, somebody may have came in, or if there's other people. I started out in a hair salon, and I might not have had anything booked that day, but a hairstylist told their client about me, and because I was there, they were able to talk to me. So even though we've not been able to do services during the time, we've still been going to work during our retail hours, and all of a sudden somebody will call, or they'll text or send something over social media, and because we're there, we can better cater to them. So even though it's a different time, it's still important to show up, whether it's mentally, physically, however. And remembering too that a lot of your clients may be taking a financial hit right now, but there are still some clients who are teachers, nurses, Some are retired and aren't really feeling the hit of this right now anyway. So it's not a total loss. There's still people out there that want to invest in their local economy. And so just stay positive and a lot of prayer. But do you have any other?
No.
So yeah, to wrap it up, we're hoping for the best. We're not discouraged yet. We are adapting. We hope that some of these changes that we're making, once we can start back to what we're used to, we'll be able to incorporate these things on top of it and hopefully be that much more diversified and have that much more of an opportunity for success.
Well, thank you so much. That was amazing. That was awesome. I appreciate you sharing all those wonderful tips. And do you mind me asking about the sample packs that you put together? What kind of price point was that in?
Yeah. So what we did, because we want to, I always like to respect Image with their MSRPs and all that stuff. So the majority of their 5-packs are in the $28 range. So what we did, and that's something too, if you don't have the time or the desire to be creative, those travel kits are a really nice way to easily do a facial at home idea for your clients. But we just took a similar concept with having a cleanser, a serum, a night cream, a mask, and a sunblock, which is pretty much what Image does with their travel kits. And we put them at that $28 price range. Okay. And it's kind of been, it's really worked. It's been good.
Yeah, very affordable. That's nice. That was a great idea. You had lots of great ideas. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm sure some of our guests too will have more questions, but I think what I'd like to do is actually we'll go on to Danielle at LunaSol and Danielle at Renew Day Spa. And then at the end, maybe we could just hold our questions, write them down. And then at the end, we can come back and ask everyone your questions. All right, so thanks very much, Ben and Blake. Appreciate that very much. So Danielle Rice, would you like to come back on and just tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're located and what you've been doing?
Yeah, so we are a medical spa in Wake Forest. So we have a lot of Raleigh customers and the Wake Forest area coming to us. And I think Blake had a lot of really great ideas, and a lot of that is what we've adopted too, as far as staying engaged with your clients is really huge right now. Everyone's on their phones and on social media, so as much interaction that you can get with your clients through those methods and personally, I think is important, and staying positive for sure. So we've done social media posts a lot being targeted in the product, category. That's something that we're still doing for sales at the spa right now. And we also offer free shipping or pickup service, same Chick-fil-A experience. And, we've had a lot of people coming in to get their products still, especially looking in the mirror every day and people freaking out and running out of products. So that's been really huge for us. And then one of the things we do with our product sales is we include a handwritten note that thanks them for supporting our business, and just a positive comment that, you know, we're all going to get through this and we can't wait to get back and service you. So I think that interaction, even through handwritten notes, a lot of times, you know, we don't take the time to do. Now you can. So that is one thing we're doing. And then with our posts, we really have a more personal side. So we like to do posts where, you know, I've gone on and had a video that says, you know, we miss you and can't wait to see you again. For now, you can get your products, and we also offer virtual consults so we can stay engaged with clients also. And, you know, a lot of our clients have personal relationships. So same thing with not just sending out a mass email, it's actually calling, you know, your clients and texting them and just saying, hey, how is everything going? It doesn't really have to be about sales, just that you're thinking about them. And, you know, knowing what you do, people are automatically like, well, hey, while I'm talking to you, I'd love to get, you know, a cleanser. I'm out of my eye cream. So it prompts sales that way without really being salesy. So that's a lot of the things that we're doing right now, is just kind of staying involved and staying positive with our messages. And then we're implementing reopen protocols because we don't see that people are going to just feel comfortable immediately coming back out. So, you know, when we do get started, we will have protocols to take temperatures of our clients and of our staff, and wear masks and gloves. You have a lot of hand washing in front of them. So we know that they'll feel more comfortable and they'll appreciate that you're still taking those measures to, you know that we're trying to stop the spread of the virus, but we still want to be here to service you and, you know, feel comfortable with that. So the cleanliness, I think, is going to be important when we do get started again. Yeah. I know that we are going to get, you know, really busy. Everyone is excited to come back and get their facials, quick refreshers, chemical peels, stuff that they can do, you know, while they're home. A lot of people working from home right now will be more apt to get deep chemical peels and things that are just going to make them instantly feel better. So, you know, just be prepared. Once we get going, we will get back to some sort of normalcy. And we're in an industry that, fortunately, you know, people will appreciate, I think, even more after going through this.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. And I know, Danielle, you also had put on your website too a personal message, which I thought was really nice. That was a really nice touch. Can you tell just a little bit briefly about that?
Yeah, the personal messages, we are just using that positivity and not coming from a sales directive as much as, you know, we care about you. And like Blake said, it's genuine care for your clients. So having that message across all avenues that people can reach you, whether it's through an email, through your website, through social media with personal videos, and then our handwritten notes that we're doing when they're purchasing products. You know, they just keep getting that message that we do care. And, you know, that's just important, that we're being supportive of each other right now. So I think that makes a really big impact.
Yes, it does. Yeah. And you did an amazing job with all of that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you sharing. Um, it was super helpful. And two, it was really very important what you talked about, being ready to come back, because we are going to have to take those extra steps, and thinking about how you're going to do those things with your staff, preparing with, wearing masks. And I know Blake mentioned it as well, just to give clients that reassurance that you are taking the extra steps in sanitation and care with their products. And then especially when they come back with your services too, so they feel comfortable and gain confidence in everything that you've been doing up to this point, and then also preparing for them to come back with extra special care. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. I'm sure that we've got more questions for you too, but I'd like to get last but not least with Danielle Spohr with Renew Med Spa, or not, I'm sorry, not Med Spa, Renew Day Spa. So Danielle, would you like to please come on and tell a little bit about yourself and your experiences? And I know, Danielle, you have a pretty big staff too, so maybe you can talk a little bit about how you're managing all of that with your staff as well.
Well, hello, everyone. I'm from Garner, North Carolina, and we've been in business for almost 8 years. In August will be the 8-year mark. And we do have 7 treatment rooms. When we closed, we had 11 of us. One of them have moved on to Boston, so we did lose a family member of ours. But yes, we do have, a lot of challenges and changes that have happened with this time. So one of the things I've tried to do is just really keep in touch with everyone, like you guys are all saying. My thing is connection and consistency. And with my staff, we're having, and I'm not saying completely consistent on that, but I've been having some, Zoom chats with them periodically to keep them abreast of what's going on. We just redid our website, so I'm going to learn how to get on the back end and add some new things to it. And so we'll be launching that soon. So I had a meeting with my staff to let them know that's coming. We also are going to be doing a re-grand opening when we do finally open. So I think that's something that everybody should do. It's a great way to possibly get some publicity out there. I may even join the chamber again because they do ribbon cuttings too. So anything to kind of get the hype going whenever we do begin to open back up. And so just trying to give the staff some things to look forward to and not to think, oh gosh, doom and gloom, we're going to close or anything like that. Just trying to keep them positive and motivated for when we do open. The other thing is like you talked about the safety and the protocols. One thing that I'm going to be doing is talking with my lawyer today or tomorrow about coming up with some type of consent form, and I can pass that on to you, Gail. But that's something that we may need to think about in times like this. What are our legal obligations to the client? So that's something I'm going to be looking into as far as that goes. And then I also like plastic covers for all the tables. So you can just get like a mattress pad for a twin, and that way you can easily, cleanse the table. And we're going to put like a fitted sheet over it and then 2 sheets over it and then take all that off between clients. So that way there's just no transmission of anything. Because, even in sweat, we're a little bit worried that can be also a way of transmitting the COVID. So doing some things like that for extra sanitation. And if anybody has any ideas though on where they're finding any of their PPE, like the masks, the wipes and stuff, I've been having a hard time trying to get my hands on things like that. And I'm trying to get some things ready so when we do open, we have that protection. As Danielle was saying too, putting protocols in place. So I'm going to start doing videos of how to actually utilize a mask in the proper way, because there's all this media out there saying, hey, using a mask doesn't protect you. Well, yes, it does protect you if it's used properly. So I'll be doing some things like that for my team too, just to get everybody more comfortable with it, so that everyone is prepared and ready to open and be there for the client. And definitely cleanliness is going to be the biggest thing when we get back. There's actually a t-shirt one of the spa owners in our area, she put together, and she was saying something about clean is the new something. And it's got a big lips on it, and it's really cute. I can pass that along to you guys too, but she's trying to raise money for small businesses. I think it's a great idea. And I love the idea that Danielle had about putting the personalized message on there. So I can't wait to get a hold of my website and put that out there. I also went through all of our spa members and cleaned out the files and sent them all handwritten notes. And some of them I couldn't because we didn't have their correct mailing address, but let them all know we also extended their memberships for 3 months so that, you know, they don't feel like they just lost that money. So I sent that out to them. Hopefully we'll be open before the 3 months so they get a little extra on there too. We have definitely put out there about the virtual consults. Kind of like what Danielle and Blake were saying though too, is just reaching out to the clients, kind of a virtual consult in some senses, because you start talking about other things. And so I haven't really had a physical timed face-to-face consult, but a lot of it's been via phone. Of course, with this downtime, I'm just utilizing it to get caught up on everything that you can't do on a normal basis because we're so busy trying to be in the treatment room and also behind the scenes too. So I'm beginning a blog, upgrading our social media, doing a little thing on there where it's called Danielle's Daily Glow and putting out just little facts about skincare. So it's a great time for people to read that and think about it. I'm sure it's going to spark a lot of conversation in the future too. Just videos on how to do things, how to, you know, use a protecting spray, how, you know, things like that for people to be able to just learn during this time. Of course, I'm learning technology, as Gail's been talking about too. Definitely pushed my limits in this, you know, learning things that normally I didn't have time for. Well, now it's time. And then also, I did do a launch party finally because we always do a big launch party after the big one at the spa. So we did a virtual one, which was a lot of fun. We got together, everyone had a glass of wine, and we chit-chatted, and I had a presentation for them. And I'm doing something like what Blake is doing, is the facials in a box. But I did a little bit differently. I customized it to everyone. But I actually, since I have full-size bottles, of the professional size, instead of those going to waste right now, I went ahead and bought little containers and dropped, you know, whatever they needed based on their skin type. So they got to try 10 different products in that. I gave them also a facial jade roller, some towels in there, and a spatula and instructions too, and put it in a cute little box. So I sent those out also for everybody. So that was a big hit. So those are, you know, some of the things that I'm doing just to kind of, you know, spark interest, keep people engaged, and definitely keep the learning process going. So hopefully when we open, we do the grand opening, it will be a big success.
Fantastic. Okay, excellent ideas. And I love how you're also coming across, you know, thinking about the business aspect and the liability aspect. And I know too, I'd like you just to say, I know you mentioned about keeping your staff motivated, but you really were in communication with your staff as well. So I know you are with your clients, but I thought that was really great that you're, you know, having consistent meetings with the people that you're involved in. You know, not just your staff, I think too, with your vendors and all of, it sounds like all of your people that are involved with your business, just kind of tapping their resources. Is there anything you'd like to add about that?
Definitely been in touch with my marketing gal. I told her I'm not breaking up with her. I need her way too much.
Yeah, they've been busier than ever right now.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. I mean, we have her on pause because we've been working on the website, but, you know, also just taking this downtime and utilizing it. I mean, I'm actually, sad thing is working probably 10 to 12 hours a day more so than, you know, when I'm in the spa, but, you know, I'm enjoying the creative part of it. So I don't mind it. But yeah, it's kind of nice to take this time and just really utilize it for all those things I can't normally do. But yeah, we took the website and really focused on that. So the marketing part, I had to kind of put her aside. So I'm the one doing that part of it, but I enjoy it. I just wish I had more time on a daily basis to do that. So I think when we open, I'm going to start changing some things to kind of change my lifestyle so that I can be a little bit more a part of the voice of the spa and, you know, the how-tos and things like that.
Excellent. Well, fantastic from all of you. That was fantastic. Very useful information, super helpful. if anyone has questions, I think you should be able to unmute and ask a question, or you can put it in the chat box. If you use your cursor towards the bottom, or either the bottom or the top of your screen, a little toolbar should show up, and it'll have your chat box or question and answer. I don't see anything in the question and answer box or in the chat box right now. Any other questions, anyone? I'll just give them a minute to maybe find that and to ask some questions. Do you all have any questions for each other?
No, I think that was some really good points. Thank you, Blake and Danielle. There was a lot for me to take away too.
Likewise, thank y'all.
Yes, I've got lots of notes from you guys.
Yeah. No, phenomenal ideas, you know, and that's why you guys are top producers. You know, you're out there doing all the things that you need to do, and bottom line, you know, you care about your staff, you care about people, and you care about our industry, and it really shows. And I know it shows with your clients too.
So someone asked, Blake, what type of software are you utilizing for your online forms? We are using Google
Forms.
Google Forms. It's neat because it goes to their email, and then they can fill it out and submit it, and then it comes back to our email. So it's still very confidential. You just have to put in the work to flesh it out to where it asks the right questions, and you can do like different options under your question where they can just put in a dot, or you can have open text areas to where if they need to add any kind of notes in there, but it's just Google Forms.
Yeah. And it's really easy to fill the forms on Google Forms. It's very plug and play. It's intuitive. One thing that we haven't consulted with a lawyer about is the release portion of our intake form. So we still do that on paper when they visit. If they're getting services, we've not incorporated that online. I do know there are services like DocuSign that you can add as a plugin onto your Google Suite and add that to your Google form. We just don't have a high enough volume of clients that we've dove into that because with just the one treatment room, I think like DocuSign probably has a monthly fee and whatnot. So we just still have a stack of printed release forms, but getting all of their contact information, all their skin information through that form saves a lot of time, and it saves paper.
Now, did you create your own consent form or your intake form, or did you use the one that Image provided?
So what we did before we did the online form, we basically took the Image intake form and we kind of tweaked it to make some of the questions be more, there were some things we wanted to ask that Image didn't ask. And then there were some things that they asked that were wonderful. We would not have thought about it without it. So we used the Image intake form, and then still for the chemical peel consents, we use the Image form as it is, just for the liability and all of that. But we wanted to make our intake form also, because I think the Image intake form is more for facials, but we wanted it to incorporate like microdermabrasion and everything else that we offer. So when we did our Google form for the online version, we pretty much just plugged it in from what we had created for our physical version.
right? You're able to customize.
Yeah.
Excellent. Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Danielle, I know you mentioned PPE and looking for sourcing for that.
Yeah.
We have a client who is sourcing masks in bulk and selling them both to businesses and to consumers. I sent her a message when you mentioned that, and I haven't heard back yet. But you can email us. It's hello@blakespa.com. And if I hear back from her that she can source masks, we might be able to get some from her and ship them to you.
Fabulous.
She did a pickup. She did a curbside order last week, and she mentioned that someone just ordered like 150,000 masks, and she was getting them from Georgia. So I feel like she can do a large quantity if you need it.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys want to even go in on a larger quantity, if that brings the price down and we split or something, I'm good with that too. Now, are they the blue and the white ones that go around the ears?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure ones.
Okay.
Because she was wearing something like that, and we said, "Now, is that one of your masks?" And she said, "No." She said, "But they're like this."
Mm-hmm. And if anybody needs masks, if this works out, it's hello@blakespa.com. We'll try to get you any information we can.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's
I
excellent.
know there's
I
a
have,
lot of them also that are on Amazon, Etsy, the marketplace that are making the cloth masks that will be more reusable. I think there's sources all over the place that are trying to, get their masks out and help. So, even just the reusable ones, I mean, for the staff may not be a bad thing. That still is, protecting you and the staff and not going through as much of the disposable ones if you have a harder time getting your hands on that.
Yeah, but the big thing with the masks is anytime you touch them, you could be spreading. So it's better to have the disposables after each client. But yes, in a pinch, those are great. And they're great for us to be, utilizing and when they're out and about. But I'm trying to find as much disposable as we can, because between each client, there's actually some boards out there where massage therapists are talking about changing their clothes between clients. Personally, I think that may be a little too much, but there's going to be a lot of information that's going to come at us that I want to be prepared, because I think they're going to really want more disposable things, just like in the nails, they want everything disposable. So I'm trying to find that kind of stuff out there right now. But yes, in a pinch, we can definitely use the cloth ones and reuse them. Those are great, and they're so cute. I love the patterns on them all.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a vendor to make some with our logo on it, and those we could give out to our clients, at the door, and just feel like they have a takeaway and still be branding, of course, if they are reusing it.
That's a great idea.
yeah, love that. And they can also be treated too with special antimicrobial products that can make them more effective. So when you're talking about clothing and homemade masks or masks made on material, you can treat those with certain antimicrobial product too and make them much more effective. But that's a whole nother day that I really want to do a segment on sanitation. And then someone had actually asked this question in the chat too about state board and sanitation. I didn't see anything. I was just on there the other day. I didn't see anything new yet on sanitation. I'm really hoping though that they do come up with some guidelines, some new guidelines. We have all our old existing guidelines that are still on the state board website, but I haven't seen anything new yet. I didn't check today, but every day is different. But it'll be interesting to see what comes out of this. I just had someone contact me over the weekend from a medical spa wanting to talk about the same thing and talking about creating some education for the spa industry on new sanitation. All right, so Anything else? Oh, let me check the question and answer. There's another little box with questions and answers. Does anyone know when we can reopen? I haven't heard anything from State Board either. Has anyone else?
I kind of I have an in. If I were you guys, I would plan anywhere between May 15th and June 1st. The governor's talking about doing phases, phase 1, 2, 3, and then phase 4 won't be for another year out. We probably will not be in phase 1 just because we touch people, but we will possibly be in phase 2. So that's kind of the rumor that's coming out right now. So I'm dates that have been thrown out at me have been the 15th through the 1st.
Thanks, Danielle. I appreciate that. And I think what you mentioned too, being in phases like that, we also have to prepare that this isn't just an opportunity for a one-time thing in a crisis, changing our business to virtual and all of that. I think this is something that it's actually really convenient for a lot of people. Like Blake said earlier, it's actually nicer for people to do their virtual consult online. And I know Image has that on the consumer side, and they get tons of hits on people just wanting to get a skin analysis done. So I think this is going to be not just for now. I think this is really part of our future. And and you all talked about how you're doing things to expand your business. You're already been doing these things, and now we're just putting it out there more virtually. So I think that's some key takeaways from the three of you is, all the things that you've been doing to prepare, and then all the things that you're doing to pivot and expand your businesses. This isn't just temporary. These are things that we'll be able to carry into the future to make it more convenient for our clients as well. So fantastic job. You all brought so much to the table, and I appreciate you so much. And that's really big of you to be able to share all of your tips and your ideas. And it was really very, very thoughtful and kind, and I really appreciate that. The other comments that were on here were, thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing this and sharing. So I appreciate it. All right, anything else? Any last words from, have you guys more post social media info about tutorials and promoting products? Yes, there's actually, there is a ton of information, and I've been recording all of our weekly meetings. And so those are available if you've missed some of them. There was a lot of great content on those, and every week I'll be coming out with more. Image has a ton of support materials right now on promotional ideas and tutorials on how to do a virtual consult. They actually break it down step by step, how to do the consult. There's all kinds of videos. It's in writing. If you go to the Image Professional website and look under resources, you'll see all of that. I can also walk you through that. So I'm here, I'm available for you if you need some help finding all this information, and I can help to walk you through how to do a virtual consult. We have all the forms already. I've got sheets that give you questions to ask when you're calling your clients, just to say hello and checking in on them and see how they're doing. Just some little guidelines to help you with the little things to get you going. But yes, absolutely. The other next big thing that I'm doing is virtual parties. So if anyone needs, I know you're all doing virtual parties and virtual consults, but if you'd like to have me come on and as a guest and help you host one of your events or parties, I'm happy to do that. Just like I used to do that in person. I used to come out and do events. I'm happy to do that as a co-host on a virtual event. So we'll come up with some ideas and promotions, and I'm here to support you in any way that I can. So we have tons of ideas, but that would take another hour. So we'll do that on another day too, but we're here for you. So any last words from Danielle, and Blake and Ben?
If anyone has any questions that they think of after this, you're welcome to, contact me directly and email me as well. Danielle at LunaSolMedspa.com. So.
Thanks, Danielle. Appreciate that. Is that your little baby? Your cute little baby there.
Yeah, Stewart's joining us too.
There he is. Adorable. And can I share your news, Danielle?
Yeah.
And Danielle's having another baby, a real baby. So congratulations to Danielle. And when are you due?
Yeah.
I'm due in September, having a baby boy. So this time is, of course, giving me an opportunity to sleep a little more and see the baby.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, I just want to say thank you to everybody. And if anybody wants to reach out to, I'm a skincare by D for my first initial at Gmail.
All right, excellent. Well, thanks so much, everyone. And I'll put a follow-up email. I'll send one out with the contact information for all of our guests. And thanks again. I appreciate that. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care. Have a safe and healthy week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.